for joining me today. My name is Christine, and today I am going to show you how I make my moist, delicious oatmeal raisin walnut cookies. You can omit the walnuts out of it. I'm sorry if you want to. That's not necessary. But I make mine with walnuts because my family loves the oatmeal cookies with raisins and walnuts. Okay, so the first thing you want is two separate bowls. You want a small one and a big one, okay? You want to add 1 cup of leveled all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You want to add this to the flour. Alright, so again, 1 cup of leveled all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then you're going to mix those together. Mix it well. And then you're just going to set that aside. Next step is you're going to add a half a cup of softened butter, unsalted, okay? Key thing, the reason why you want it unsalted is because you already had added salt to your flour mixture. So you want it room temperature also. So when you soften it, it's going to automatically become room temperature. So again, a half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter. Next, you're going to add a half a cup of brown sugar. Lightly packed. And then you're going to add a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, which is just regular white sugar. Quarter cup is 1/4 cup. Now, once you have your butter and sugar together, you're going to cream this. You can use a stand mixer with paddles, or you can use a hand mixer. I am using a hand mixer, and you're going to mix this until it's creamy. between 1 and 2 minutes, but this is what it should look like when it's creamy. All right. So next, you're going to add your 1 egg. And then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Once you add your egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, you're going to blend this until it's fluffy. And remember, you're adding the egg and the vanilla to the butter mixture. Make sure that you push down the sides of your bowl. Scrape the sides. Once it becomes fluffy, it should look like this. Now you're going to add your flour mixture. As you add your flour mixture, you want your hand mixer or stand mixer to be gone. Next, we are going to add 1.5 cups of old-fashioned oats. The reason why you want to use old-fashioned oats is because quick oats cook too fast. Then to that, we're going to add 1 cup of raisins. Also to this, I've added 1/2 cup of walnuts. Now, I've refrigerated my cookie dough and it's going to stay in there for 30 minutes. While it's in the refrigerator for those 30 minutes, you want to get your cookie sheets and line it with parchment paper. And also 10 minutes before you take your cookie dough out of the refrigerator, you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. If you're using a convection oven, it's going to be 325. Alright, so I refrigerated my cookie dough for 30 minutes, and during that time I had time to clean up, change out of my flour-filled shirt, and preheat my oven at 350 degrees. The next step is to take your cookie dough, get a nice little size, and you're going to actually roll it into a ball. Once you roll it into the ball, you're going to flatten it a bit, not too much. and then place it on your parchment paper that's on your cookie sheet. You make this recipe, you don't necessarily have to use raisins. If you want to try something different, try cranberries in place of the raisins. You can also use chocolate chips, you know. So once I fill up this tray here, I am going to place it in the oven for exactly 10 minutes. The reason why it's going to be exactly 10 minutes is because I do not want to overcook my cookies. A lot of people say take it out when it's golden brown. That is not true. When you take cookies out of the oven when they're already golden brown, you have to remember that they're going to continue to cook for at least 1 or 2 minutes. So that means that they're going to become darker as they cool. I take my cookies out of the oven when they are a light tan color, because after you take them out, they're going to darken more because they're still cooking. So if you have a tricky oven, try instead of 10 minutes, try 9 minutes. All right, so once I put these in the oven, I'll be back. So my cookies have been in the oven for 10 minutes now. Actually, I did 2 separate ones to show you the difference. These are cookies that's been in the oven for exactly 10 minutes. These are cookies that's been in the oven for 12 minutes. Notice the difference. These are lighter and these ones are darker. Both are still pretty moist, but these ones are just look better. And then as these cool, because these literally just came out of the oven, they'll get darker. This is why I said to only have them in the oven for exactly 10 minutes. If you have a conventional oven, if you have a convection oven, then you can leave it in there for 11 minutes, 10 minutes, 11 minutes. It depends on how dark you like your cookies. Now, one of the things that I need to say is that when you're doing a recipe, you want to always kind of have your recipe on hand. Mistakes can be easily made. When I do my recipes, I always have my recipe handy because I do a lot of baking and cooking, and sometimes you could get your measurements mixed up. Another thing is that if you find a recipe that you like, try adding and taking away. If you like your cookies sweeter, start small. Don't put a lot of sugar if you want to add more sugar. Try starting off with 4 tablespoons. If you like your oatmeal cookies to have a little bit more of a cinnamon flavor, try adding 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. So try this recipe out and comment below. And if you like this video, you like my recipe, like and subscribe, and I will be coming out with more videos.